In this episode, you look at the monitoring tools security teams use to turn raw activity into useful visibility. A modern environment produces more signals than one person could ever read by hand. Servers generate logs, cloud services record administrative changes, endpoints report suspicious behavior, network devices describe traffic, and applications record user actions. Monitoring tools help collect, organize, search, alert on, and explain those signals so the organization can notice risk before it grows. The tools in this area do not all do the same job. Some focus on event collection, some look for data leaving the organization, some search for weaknesses, some automate response tasks, and some help analysts inspect network traffic in detail. When you understand what each tool contributes, you can see why security monitoring is really a collection of connected capabilities rather than one magic product. Before we continue, a quick note. This audio course is part of our companion study series. The first book is a detailed study guide that explains the exam and helps you prepare for it with confidence. The second is a Kindle-only ebook with 1,000 flashcards you can use on your mobile device or Kindle for quick review. You can find both at Cyber.Me in the Bare Metal Study Guide series. Security Information and Event Management, SIEM, is one of the central tools in security monitoring because it collects security-relevant data from many sources and brings it into one place for analysis. SIEM may receive logs from firewalls, identity systems, servers, cloud platforms, endpoint tools, applications, and other monitoring sources. Once those events are collected, the SIEM can search them, correlate them, generate alerts, and support investigations. Correlation is especially important because one event by itself may not mean much. A failed login, a successful login from a new location, a privilege change, and a large data download may be separate records in separate systems. SIEM helps connect them so a security team can see the larger pattern instead of treating each item as an isolated detail. SIEM also supports reporting and accountability. Security teams need to show what was detected, how alerts were handled, what systems are generating risk, and where investigations led. SIEM can help produce dashboards, timelines, trend reports, and evidence for audits or incident reviews. This does not mean SIEM automatically knows what matters. It needs good log sources, useful rules, accurate time settings, and ongoing tuning. If the wrong data is collected, the system may miss important activity. If too much low-value data is collected without filtering, analysts may drown in noise. You can think of SIEM as a central security visibility platform. It becomes valuable when the organization feeds it meaningful data and uses it to ask better questions. Data loss prevention, DLP, tools focus on protecting sensitive information from leaving, being shared improperly, or being used in risky ways. DLP can monitor data in email, cloud storage, file transfers, endpoints, web uploads, and other communication channels. It may look for patterns such as account numbers, health information, intellectual property, classified labels, or other sensitive content. When DLP finds a possible issue, it may alert, block the action, warn the user, quarantine the data, or require review. The main purpose is not to punish people for mistakes. It is to reduce the chance that sensitive information is exposed accidentally or intentionally. DLP gives visibility into where sensitive data is moving and whether that movement matches policy. DLP can be powerful, but it must be tuned carefully because data use is complicated. A user may need to send a sensitive document to an approved partner. A payroll team may need to handle personal information as part of normal work. A researcher may need to move large files that look unusual to a generic monitoring rule. If DLP rules are too strict, normal work can be blocked, and users may look for unsafe workarounds. If rules are too loose, sensitive data may leave without notice. Good DLP depends on classification, context, business process understanding, and clear policy. It is most useful when it helps the organization understand data movement and guide safer behavior, not when it creates constant interruption with little explanation. Vulnerability scanners look for known weaknesses, missing patches, insecure configurations, exposed services, and other conditions that attackers may be able to exploit. A scanner may examine servers, network devices, web applications, cloud resources, containers, databases, or endpoints. The scanner compares what it finds against known vulnerability information, configuration expectations, and policy requirements. The result is usually a set of findings that need review, prioritization, and remediation. Vulnerability scanners are important because they help the organization find weaknesses before an attacker uses them. They also provide a repeatable way to measure whether systems are improving over time. A single scan is a snapshot. Repeated scanning gives the organization a clearer picture of trends, recurring problems, and systems that may need stronger management. Scanner results need human judgment because a long list of findings does not automatically tell the whole story. Some vulnerabilities are serious because they are easy to exploit, exposed to the internet, and affect high-value systems. Others may be less urgent because they exist in isolated systems, require unusual conditions, or are already reduced by other controls. Security teams consider severity, asset importance, exploit availability, exposure, data sensitivity, and business impact. A vulnerability scanner can identify a possible problem, but the organization still needs to decide what to fix first. This is why scanners often connect with ticketing, asset management, patch management, and reporting processes. The tool provides visibility into weakness. The security program turns that visibility into organized action. Orchestration tools help connect different security systems and coordinate repeatable workflows. In many environments, one alert may require several actions. The team may need to gather logs, enrich an internet protocol (IP) address with threat intelligence, check whether an endpoint is affected, open a ticket, notify an owner, or preserve evidence. Security orchestration, automation, and response (SOAR) tools can help organize these actions so analysts do not have to perform every routine step manually. Orchestration is about connecting tools and processes. Automation is about having certain actions happen without manual effort when the conditions are clear enough. Response is about helping the team move from detection to action in a consistent and documented way. Orchestration tools are especially useful when the same type of alert appears many times. For example, a phishing report may require collecting the message, checking whether other users received it, searching for similar messages, creating a case, and documenting the outcome. A well-designed workflow can make those steps faster and more consistent. That said, orchestration must be handled carefully. Automating a bad decision can spread the mistake quickly. Blocking an account, isolating a device, or deleting messages may be helpful when the evidence is strong, but harmful if the rule is wrong. This is why many workflows include approvals, limits, logging, and review points. Orchestration should reduce repetitive work and improve consistency while keeping human judgment involved where the risk is higher. Packet analyzers give security teams a closer look at network traffic. A packet is a small unit of data moving across a network, and a packet analyzer can capture and inspect those units to show how systems are communicating. Packet analysis can help with troubleshooting, malware investigation, suspicious connection review, and protocol analysis. It can show source and destination addresses, ports, timing, session behavior, and sometimes the contents of traffic if it is not encrypted. This level of detail can be extremely useful when logs are incomplete or when a team needs to understand exactly what passed between systems. A packet analyzer does not replace higher-level monitoring, but it can provide deep evidence when an investigation requires more than summary data. Packet analysis also has limits that you should understand. Modern traffic is often encrypted, which means a packet analyzer may show where traffic went without showing the full content. Capturing too much traffic can also create storage, privacy, and performance concerns. A packet capture may contain sensitive information, so it needs careful handling and access control. Packet analyzers are usually not the first tool a new analyst uses for every alert. They are more often used when the team needs precise network details or when other evidence does not explain what happened. In Security Plus terms, remember that packet analyzers contribute detailed network visibility. They help answer questions about communication behavior, but they are only one part of a broader monitoring environment. Antivirus dashboards and endpoint tooling provide visibility into what is happening on user devices and servers. Traditional antivirus tools focus on detecting known malicious files and behaviors. More advanced endpoint tools may monitor processes, command activity, file changes, registry changes, network connections, and suspicious behavior over time. Endpoint detection and response, EDR, tools help security teams investigate what happened on a device, how far an activity spread, and whether a threat is still active. Extended detection and response, XDR, tools try to connect endpoint activity with signals from other parts of the environment, such as identity, email, cloud, and network sources. These tools matter because many attacks begin or become visible on endpoints. Endpoint dashboards can show malware detections, blocked actions, device health, isolation status, missing agents, suspicious processes, and investigation timelines. They can also support response actions, such as isolating a device from the network or collecting additional information. This visibility is valuable because endpoints are where people open attachments, use browsers, sign into services, and interact with data. If an attacker compromises a laptop, the endpoint tool may show the first signs of execution, persistence, credential theft, or lateral movement. Still, endpoint tools need management. Agents must be deployed, updated, monitored, and protected from tampering. A dashboard that looks clean may be misleading if important devices are missing from coverage. The visibility is only as complete as the deployment and configuration behind it. These monitoring tools work best when they support each other. A vulnerability scanner may show that a server has a serious weakness. A SIEM may show suspicious login activity against that server. An endpoint tool may show unusual processes running after the login. A packet analyzer may show connections from the server to an unfamiliar external address. A DLP tool may show sensitive files being moved. An orchestration platform may gather the evidence, open a case, notify the right people, and help coordinate response. Each tool sees a different part of the story. When the organization connects those views, the security team can understand risk more quickly and respond with better confidence. The main takeaway is that monitoring tools create different kinds of visibility, and each tool has a specific role. SIEM brings events together so they can be searched, correlated, alerted on, and reported. DLP focuses on sensitive data and how it moves. Vulnerability scanners identify weaknesses that need prioritization and remediation. Orchestration tools connect systems and make repeatable workflows faster and more consistent. Packet analyzers provide detailed network traffic evidence when deeper inspection is needed. Antivirus dashboards and endpoint tools show activity on the devices where many attacks begin, spread, or become visible. No single tool is enough by itself. Strong monitoring comes from understanding what each tool contributes, where its limits are, and how the pieces work together to support detection, investigation, response, and reporting.
Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit DailyCyber.News.